This is Susan from SusanF.com, and in today's video I'm talking about why your critics and haters actually are about you. We are told and we buy into, when we're putting ourselves out there in this online world, or we want to, haters are kind of a rite of passage. And as you start getting those comments, the ones that sting, we're told to, delete, ignore, don't, react to it, let it go. It's about them. We're always told it's about them. It's about them. This is true. That is true. But if it is stinging you, if it hurts, there is something inside of you that believes whatever they are saying might be true. If criticism stings, there is a part of you that believes it might be true. And it is a mistake to let that go. It is a mistake to ignore that and not look at that, because it's giving you clear view of where you need more self-acceptance. It is showing you where you have judgments on yourself. It's showing you where you have conditions on yourself. And this is where and why you hold yourself back. So the only reason that we don't say what we want to say, be who we want to be, and put ourselves out there to the world is because of what other people might think. And really, we don't want to be perceived a certain way because of what we will feel if we are perceived that way, if that judgment is made about us. So we spend our lives trying to control the external, trying to make sure that no one, trying to control other people's perceptions essentially of us by, showing up a certain way or performing a certain way or wearing certain masks so they won't judge us the way that we don't want to be judged, the way that we're already judging ourselves. Then it just creates this vicious cycle inside of us of feeling like shit and not being able to put ourselves out there. When I was, I've always had a fair level of self-awareness. I always had an analytical mind naturally, and just really an innate kind of knowing and level of self-awareness, even from being very young. And that just got deeper and deeper the more that I got back into personal development and spirituality, and then started doing, the work that I created on myself. It got really deep, and I realized, okay, I could not be more aware of who I am, could not be more aware of what's holding me back, but I still wasn't doing or being who I really was, who I needed to be to feel what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel fully self-expressed, and I wanted to feel free and at ease. And that was only going to come from the inside, from me allowing myself to be who I really wanted to be. And I kept, working with Team Other Side, my guides. If you've heard me talk about that before, I do a lot of work with them over there. And, they kept showing me how to find this and how to move through it. And they kept saying, you need to get naked, you need to get naked. And I was like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm pretty real. I feel like the people that know me think I'm very real and genuine. And I didn't understand what they were meaning. And what I realized was that even though I never really had a problem speaking my truth or sharing my opinions, but what I did have the problem with was dimming and diminishing myself. So there are two sides to vulnerability, and I have a whole separate video on that if you want to see that. I think it's called Two Sides to Vulnerability on SusanF.com, or my YouTube channel. You can find it there. And what I realized was that, yes, when we are just ourselves, and especially when you're creating a community in the online world and people can see, publicly, oh, hey, yeah, she's just like me. She doesn't do her dishes either, or she looks like this in the morning or without makeup. Everyone's always trying to be authentic and strip themselves down. But what's really happening is you're still I was still wearing a mask that I didn't realize, because I was trying to show them I'm not above you, I'm just like you. I was still wearing a mask because of what I might be perceived as if I let my full light shine. I didn't want to be perceived as selfish. I didn't want to be perceived as mean. So I would, censor certain things. I would censor the way that I delivered certain messages depending on who it was being delivered to. So the people in my core community and groups were seeing a different side of me than, my clients and stuff, than everyone in the public. And I wasn't fully stepping into my power, essentially. And that is the scary part. The other side of vulnerability is owning that fucking shine, owning that superstar who I know you have inside. We all have her inside of us. And, when you were little, we have no problem letting her shine. And it doesn't mean that someone is beneath us or that others are above us. There's plenty of room on the stage for everyone. No child competes or compares themselves. They just want to be seen and heard and expressed. And they want to see and hear other children, express themselves. That's not there. That is learned. It is learned behavior. It is conditioned behavior. And when you start, when I would go to start putting myself out there, it was like I was smacking my face on this invisible pane of glass, this resistance. And it was, all of these thoughts would come up around, what I want to talk about is crazy. What I want to talk about is woo-woo. And in my immediate circles, it was fine. These people knew that side of me, but I still had judgments around it. And those judgments were where I was lacking acceptance. So that awareness wasn't enough. I needed to accept that stuff inside of myself first in order for me to allow myself to move forward. And I would just keep self-sabotaging myself, procrastinating, not doing the right work. I would do, create busy work. I was constantly spinning my wheels because all of the ideas and visions I had, I couldn't get out of my head and into the real world because of what it would mean about me if I was judged in the way that I was trying to be, that I was avoiding being judged as. So if someone judged me as lazy, for whatever reason, right? I didn't want to feel what it would feel like to believe that I was lazy. It felt bad because I had already believed that I was lazy and believed that I was wrong or bad for it. So when we receive criticism, when people, publicly or even someone close to you, it is only going to sting if it's already there, if it's not accepted or resolved within you. As you accept those things, you no longer give a shit if someone else calls you that. You've already processed it. You've processed the emotions that you don't want to feel, the shame and guilt around being that. But we are all of it. We are all of it. We are all selfish. We are all mean. We are all lazy. We are all brilliant. We are all genius. We are all sexy and beautiful and smart and, boring and fun because it's about conditions. If the conditions are right, you will be any one of those judgments and you will feel any one of those emotions. And to try and cut that off is where that trapped feeling comes from. It's why you feel like you need more space. It's why you feel restless. It's why you feel that sense of urgency and you're constantly searching on the outside for a fucking answer for you to feel free. It's not in the money. I had the success in the money. And there's nothing wrong with it. I still love success and money, but you can have the success and money. You can have the relationships. You can have all of the connection that you want. That's real and feels free as long as you're feeling it on the inside first, because you can have all of that shit and still feel like shit as well. And I know a lot of you watching this video know exactly what I mean. You put your will into it. You made it happen. You have what you thought would make you feel free, and you still don't feel free. Things still feel really hard, and you don't know how to break that cycle. This cycle is broken by both awareness and acceptance. Awareness plus acceptance equals self-actualization. That is where your freedom and ease lives. It is in the truth of who you are. Both, everything, not just both, but everything that has made you who you are. The stories that you've struggled with, the things that make you special and unique, the gifts and talents you have that you might not want to own because they might feel woo-woo, or people might be like, who does she think she is? Or think that you're selfish if you really let yourself shine in that way. So we end up pretending that we're not confident where we actually are very confident. And we pretend that we are confident where we're actually not very confident. And we build this wall around us, and it robs us of connection in every single area of our life because it's starting with you. It's from the inside out, and that's all being reflected back to you. And that is why you have that same theme running through different areas of your life. It's a pattern. And for myself, when I realized this, I knew that I needed to just kind of stop until I saw these patterns, and I just wanted to stop until I knew how to break these patterns. And that's what led to the work that I've created. And that's what I've done. And that's what I've put together, is an easier way, a faster way for you to find yourself again, for you to see yourself. It's not about it is about being it, but it's not about becoming something that you're not. It's not about improving yourself. It's not about being better or getting better in some way. It's about dropping all of that crap that you have built around yourself, the masks that you wear, so you can just be who you already are. That is where your magic lies. That is where your fortune lies. And when I say that, I don't just mean money. I mean everything, all of it. The love that you want to feel has to come from you first. And when I say love, I mean acceptance. That is the only place where you will feel okay to share all of it. This is why most people never do it. It's why most people never do it. And most of us sit, in this painful resistance, never fully reaching our potential, because we have never fully accepted within ourselves first all of those things that we are afraid of being. And we don't allow ourselves to be and feel all of it. And this prevents us from showing ourselves to the world, which prevents us from truly connecting. And that is what you are craving. Yes, I know you want the money. Yes, I know you want the success, but I also know that the freedom is what's driving you. And that underneath that, the connection is driving that. You want to feel connection. You want to know that you exist. You want to know that you matter and are significant and are special in some way. And at the same time, be okay with the fact that we are all one and we are all the same. And that connection that you feel when you feel that from the inside out. So if this is resonating at fucking all, you need to get into my class. You need to get into my class. It's at easymoney.com. It's up for a few more days. My program is officially open, easymoney.com, or it's called Easy Money. You can see it at easymoney.com/join-now. If you have already watched the class and you're thinking about it, if you are feeling that pull, spots are limited. It's only a few people that I'm taking, and it is powerful, powerful work. You cannot not transform and change from doing this work. You can't. I've done it myself. My clients have done it. There are lots of testimonials in a video on the page. You can see for yourself. I'm adding more over the next couple of days, and I just want you to give yourself that chance. Watch the class, do the exercises that I take you through in the class, see if it's talking to you, because I want you to feel what comes on the other side, that freedom and that ease that you're longing for. It can only come from you, and searching on the outside like we do is what creates the exhaustion, feeling drained, feeling frustrated, and that sense of urgency, and not knowing how to take your business from what you built to transition into something where you are speaking from your heart, where it is about you and it is about your message and what wants to come through you. That's what's easy. That's what feels so fucking good. So if any of this is resonating with you, I really want you to check out my class, easymoney.com, up for a few more days, and I hope to see you there.